I realized I didn't need a bigger kitchen or more storage space. I just needed tools that actually earned their place instead of crowding my drawers.
Western homes are cluttered, not because we buy too much, but because we buy the wrong things. We invented a single-use plastic gadget for every minor problem. The Japanese approach is the exact opposite. They save money and eliminate visual chaos by swapping hyper-specific tools for versatile, lifelong items. These 12 swaps change everything. There is a psychological trap sitting on millions of Western kitchen counters, the massive wooden knife block. Marketers have convinced home cooks that they need a 15-piece set of highly specialized blades to prepare a simple dinner, resulting in a heavy block of wood that consumes premium counter real estate while harboring bacteria in its deep, unreachable slots. The elegant Japanese swap is entirely abandoning this set for a single, meticulously crafted Santoku. Translating directly to 3 virtues, the Santoku is geometrically engineered to excel at slicing, dicing, and mincing. Its flatter edge and sheep's foot blade design make it an incredibly versatile utilitarian tool, effortlessly handling the vast majority of your daily chopping, dicing, and mincing tasks without the need to constantly switch tools. By making this swap, you eliminate the tedious maintenance of sharpening a dozen dull blades you never use, stop paying a premium for useless bread and boning knives, and instantly reclaim a significant portion of your kitchen workspace, replacing an imposing wooden monument of consumerism with one brilliant tool that handles almost everything. Think about the sensory nightmare of trying to open a jammed utensil drawer. It is usually a chaotic graveyard of melted plastic spatulas, bulky silicone tongs, heavy ladles, and wire whisks that get tangled together, creating daily friction before you even start cooking. The Japanese bypass this entirely by utilizing an extension of the human hand, the saibashi, or long cooking chopsticks. Often made of durable bamboo or lightweight wood and measuring upwards of 14 inches, these simple sticks represent the pinnacle of culinary minimalism. A skilled cook uses the exact same pair of saibashi to gently flip a delicate piece of fish, scramble eggs, stir a simmering pot of noodles, and beautifully plate a salad, all without scratching a non-stick pan. They do not melt under high heat, they cost a fraction of a specialized silicone gadget, and they require almost zero storage space. Swapping out your bulky Western utensils for saibashi transforms that frustrating, overflowing drawer into a calm, nearly empty space where every tool serves multiple purposes. One of the most persistent illusions sold to new homeowners is the necessity of the matching heavy-bottomed cookware set. We buy massive boxes containing 8 different pots and pans, only to realize that half of them never leave the bottom cabinet, creating a daily stacking puzzle that wastes immense time and space. The Japanese alternative to this fabricated necessity is the Yukihira Nabe. This is the absolute workhorse of the traditional Japanese kitchen, a remarkably lightweight pan, usually crafted from dimpled aluminum or stainless steel. It is not meant to replace heavy cast iron for searing steaks, but it handles almost every daily boiling, blanching, and simmering task with incredible ease. Because the metal is thin and conductive, it heats up extremely fast, and the wooden handle ensures you never need an oven mitt. Featuring pour spouts on both sides, it accommodates any user and eliminates the need for a separate colander for many tasks. Keeping just 1 or 2 Yukihira pans accessible allows you to comfortably donate those heavy, cumbersome Western pots that simply collect dust. The life cycle of a plastic food storage container is a slow, toxic decline. What starts as a clear box quickly absorbs tomato sauce stains, retains the phantom smells of last week's garlic, warps in the dishwasher, and eventually ends up as a cabinet full of mismatched lids and useless plastic husks. To stop throwing money away with degrading plastic, the Japanese rely heavily on Noda-Hodo, which is premium white enamelware. Enamel is essentially glass permanently fused to a steel core. meaning it is completely porous. It will never stain and will never hold on to food odors, maintaining a pristine, clinical white appearance for decades. But the true genius of this swap is the workflow revolution it creates. Unlike plastic, which is a dead-end storage, many high-quality enamel containers can be taken out of the refrigerator, stripped of their lids, and placed directly onto the stovetop to heat your leftovers when used correctly. It acts as storage, cookware, and serveware simultaneously, drastically cutting down on the number of dishes you need to wash. When simmering stews or boiling vegetables, Western cooks instinctively reach for a massive, heavy glass or metal lid that matches the pot, or they tear off a large sheet of disposable aluminum foil. The heavy lids create a chaotic storage problem in the cabinets, while the foil is an endless waste of money. The brilliant Japanese swap is the otoshibuta, or the drop lid. Instead of resting on the rim of the pot, an otoshibuta is slightly smaller than the pot's diameter and drops down to rest directly on top of the simmering food. Often made of traditional cypress wood or modern adjustable stainless steel, this ingenious tool completely changes how food cooks. By sitting directly on the ingredients, it prevents delicate items like potatoes or tofu from breaking apart in the boiling water, and it forces the circulating broth to coat the top of the food evenly. When dinner is done, an adjustable stainless steel otoshibuta folds up into a completely flat, compact disc, taking up virtually zero space in your drawer compared to a mountain of heavy dome lids. One of the most persistent eyesores in the modern Western kitchen is the permanent countertop dish drying rack. These bulky metal and plastic structures dominate the space next to the sink, casting shadows, harboring stagnant water, and slowly developing a layer of mineral slime that requires constant scrubbing. They effectively steal 2 square feet of premium real estate permanently. The highly efficient Japanese alternative is the roll-up over-sink drying rack. Constructed from rigid stainless steel rods coated in food-safe silicone, this incredibly simple device unrolls horizontally across the open sink basin. Because it sits over the void of the sink, dripping water falls directly into the drain, completely eliminating the need for a gross drip tray. It holds heavy pots and wet dishes effortlessly, but it is also sturdy enough to serve as a platform for washing fresh produce or resting hot pans. The true magic, however, happens when the dishes are dry. The entire rack rolls up into a tight, compact cylinder that can be tucked into a drawer, instantly giving you your kitchen counter back. Open the cabinet underneath almost any Western kitchen, and you will find a brightly colored chemical arsenal. Corporations sell us the lie that we need a blue liquid for the windows, a green foam for the bathtub, a yellow spray for the stovetop, and a white paste for the grout, each packaged in thick plastic and costing a premium. The Japanese minimalism approach bypasses most of this aisle at the supermarket, drastically reducing the toxic clutter with a simple system based on 2 natural, highly effective powders, citric acid and baking soda. This swap relies on basic chemistry rather than aggressive marketing. Baking soda is naturally alkaline, making it the perfect abrasive agent to break down heavy greases, oils, and food residues on stovetops. Citric acid breaks down alkaline buildup, effortlessly dissolving hard water stains on glass, shining metal faucets, and sanitizing toilets. By keeping these 2 inexpensive powders in uniform, reusable jars, you significantly reduce the visual noise of branded plastic bottles and replace the vast majority of your daily cleaning arsenal. The friction involved in doing household chores is exactly what makes us procrastinate. A heavy Western vacuum cleaner requires you to drag a massive machine out of a closet, untangle a long power cord, search for an available outlet, and endure deafening noise just to clean up a small mess. Because it is a hassle, we wait until the floors are visibly dirty to act. The Japanese swap eliminates this friction entirely with the floor wiper, popularized by brands like Magiclean. It is nothing more than an ultra-lightweight slim handle attached to a flat rectangular base. You quickly attach either a dry sheet to capture dust and hair or a wet sheet to mop up spills. Whether you use disposable sheets for convenience or washable microfiber cloths for sustainability, the logic remains the same. It glides silently across the floor, allowing you to clean late at night without disturbing neighbors. It slips effortlessly under the lowest sofas where vacuums cannot reach, and because it is practically flat, it stands hidden behind any interior door, ready for instant use. Kitchen appliances are rapidly depreciating assets disguised as conveniences. Massive espresso machines and bulky pod coffee makers dominate our countertops, demanding constant attention. They require regular descaling, they force you into an ecosystem of expensive disposable capsules, and their complex internal pumps inevitably fail after a few years, turning an expensive machine into electronic waste. The Japanese swaps this mechanical burden for the Hadio V60, a masterclass in functional, timeless design. The V60 is a simple ceramic or glass cone engineered with a specific angle and internal ridges that offer total control over the brewing process without relying on automated technology. It operates purely on gravity and thermodynamics. There are no screens to break, no pumps to fail, and absolutely no expensive maintenance required beyond rinsing it under the tap for 5 seconds. Most importantly, when your morning coffee ritual is finished, the V60 goes back onto a shelf, leaving your kitchen counter visually clean and entirely empty for the rest of the day. Our modern approach to winter comfort is incredibly inefficient. We attempt to heat the entire volume of air inside a house, which requires massive amounts of electricity or gas, dries out our skin, and creates stuffy, uncomfortable sleeping environments. For those who want to reduce the clutter of massive electric space heaters sitting in the corner of the room, the traditional Japanese swap focuses on heating the human body directly. This is achieved by the Yutanpo, a highly durable, hard-sided hot water bottle usually made from galvanized steel, copper, or thick, heat-resistant plastic. You simply fill it with boiling water and slip it underneath your bed's duvet about 10 or 15 minutes before you go to sleep. The thermal mass of the water acts as a powerful radiator, creating a pocket of deep, radiant heat at the foot of the bed that lasts until morning. It allows you to turn the expensive central heating down overnight, requires zero continuous electricity, and provides deep physical comfort without the ongoing fire risk of running an electric space heater all night. Open the door to a standard Western pantry, and you will likely find a messy, unstable pile of half-open bags of rice, quinoa, and other grains, often precariously clipped shut or awkwardly transferred into massive, mismatched glass jars. It is a system that invites pantry moths, lets food go stale, and creates visual chaos on the shelves. The Japanese solution to bulk grain storage is the specialized rice dispenser, or rice storage bin. Recognizing that rice is a daily staple, Japanese engineering treats its storage with utmost respect. These bins are designed with a highly efficient slimline footprint, often sized specifically to slide into the narrow dead space between kitchen cabinets or to fit perfectly inside the refrigerator door to protect the grains from humidity. More importantly, they eliminate the need to scoop blindly with a random cup. Many feature a built-in, sealed measuring device or a single press lever that drops exactly one standardized portion of rice. This swap eliminates the messy bags, protects your groceries from pests, and transforms a cluttered pantry shelf into a highly functional system. Frying food at home usually ends with a frustrating Western dilemma. What do you do with the leftover oil? Most people either throw it away after a single use, which is a massive waste of expensive cooking oil and terrible for the plumbing if poured down the sink, or they attempt to pour it into a repurposed sticky glass jar that looks terrible sitting in the cabinet. The Japanese approach embraces a culture of efficiency and zero waste with the dedicated oil filter pot. This is a specially designed heat-resistant container, usually made of enamel or stainless steel, that features a built-in fine mesh strainer or a replaceable paper filter cartridge at the top. Immediately after frying, while the oil is still warm and liquid, you simply pour it straight into
into the pot. The system instantly filters out microscopic food particles, burnt crumbs, and impurities, allowing the clarified oil to safely drain into the storage chamber below. It comes with a secure lid and a drip-free spout, meaning the pot looks entirely clean and elegant on your shelf, extending the life of your oil and keeping your kitchen spotless.
When I stopped buying things to solve problems and started choosing tools that just make sense, the clutter disappeared on its own. Try one swap and you'll see exactly what I mean. Subscribe to the channel.